If you want to be comfortable, it's good to have a team. Stay tuned for this one, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Your Little Castle Show. I have had good fortune to make connections on this little planet, to have experts in just about every field. Today we have an expert and his son going to share with us the importance of having a house that is conditioned the right way, air quality wise, right? Is that important?
Absolutely, absolutely.
I say that not to be too overtly serious, but it's to say we depend on the temperatures. People have heat strokes. People have cold in their home that causes problems, and plus just the nature of how do you become productive. I also say for myself as a business owner, during the summer, sometimes I have to take 2 and 3 showers a day with the sweat that we get just because we're going between buildings and running around. That impacts my time and causes more work for me. We want to have an environment where we can be productive. Comfort Team can make that happen.
Absolutely, 24/7.
You get to meet all kinds of interesting people, and I'm very excited about our guest here today. But Adam has been in the industry now for 20, 30 years? Wow, we're going
Technically, practically since 98. So 26 years.
26 years, and now his son going to college at Southwest Missouri State, now it's called Missouri State, right? And getting an expert degree. You guys made a great point to me at the beginning of the show. There's commercial, and there's retail.
Residential, commercial.
Yeah, I'm sorry, residential. Did I say that right? Yeah, you're right. Residential, commercial, and
industrial.
And industrial. That's where you're getting with the big boys. You're going to have an expert in house here who's going to have a college degree focused on that and really be able to take on the world. Vice President Eric. I'm going to try to say your guys' last name properly here. I'm going to look at it on the screen. Eric Rahmanovich.
Yes.
Is that close?
Yes.
That's very good, actually.
Okay. I have a last name, Rethwish, that they all come from the Greek Latin. It is the core for every word in our English language, I think.
Yeah.
And it breaks over there. And we get that discussion sometime. But cool last names. I appreciate that. With I have people read my last name are like, what? What, did you sneeze? I'm sorry. Rethwish. My mom still says witch. I'm like, Mom, I know you married Dad. It wasn't your maiden name. There's no T. It's not witch. It's wish. It's okay. She's done well. They've got the building named after her with my dad's last name, so it's all right. But we want to find those leaders in the community. We love the fact that we do have sponsors to help make this happen. Carolhouse Furniture, because you like nice things. Where do you like these nice things? Well, most all of us live in what we would like to call our own little castle. We're all working our own little kingdoms, our own little place of where the world that we control, the environment that we have, and that's our castles. But you also likely need to, and our newest sponsor, now been around for a while, My Metal Pro, because you should invest in your future as well. So if you'd like more information there, go to Gold Cowboy. All the podcasters are selling gold these days. I am fortunate to have been connected with one of the biggest distributors in the world, and they have decided on a format that allows people to literally, for the smaller investor. A lot of those other guys, you say it right on, I'm not going to dog anybody out, but you just listen to them. They say, if you got $10,000 or more, call us. If you don't have $10,000 or more is what they're saying, don't call us. These guys help individuals. They've automated the process. So there we got a shout out to our sponsors. Let's get into the fun part, because I do get excited talking about air quality and the environment we live in. You guys, how long have you been doing this now? We talked about 27 years, but you own the company now.
Yes.
For
21 years.
21 years, Adam. And you look like you're probably 38, 40. I guess you got to be a little because I know your son is
50 plus.
Okay, but you started at a young age, relative.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
And decided with your background and where you decided to launch a career. What compelled you to get into the air comfort, the HVAC industry?
Well, I moved to St. Louis in mid-90s, and first job, 18 days after I landed in St. Louis, I got my first job on a day 18. I started washing dishes.
Started from the bottom, now we're here, right?
It was actually a big corporation. I don't want to mention their name to give them a free plug or anything, but it was a big company, and I quickly realized you can't really live off washing dishes.
I have a story along those lines too.
And every day I would be looking at little open positions, right? And within a short few weeks, I noticed there was a position for a maintenance guy.
Maintenance, okay.
Yeah, and I went there and applied for a position, and they hired me. And I guess I was tall enough to change light bulbs in offices without stepping up on a ladder. And so that maintenance position exposed me to electrical maintenance, plumbing maintenance, as well as HVAC or heating and cooling. And that was my first contact with heating and cooling. That was in 1998, I believe.
1998.
Yeah.
And then I get excited for this conversation because I did work for corporate America for 10 years. Wonderful experience, except that it kind of, you're very limited with your autonomy there, right? There's certain things you can do. Like, I was still a very charismatic, fun person, and they literally told me one time, Carter, you are not a spokesperson for Anheuser-Busch. If somebody comes up to you, you're not allowed to talk to them. I'm like, but I'm fun, and they did skits with me and fun stuff with it at Anheuser-Busch. But when you have your own company, you have complete control. With great power comes great responsibility. Right?
Absolutely, yeah.
What has it been like for you? I'm getting a little off my written list of questions. We systematize things for everybody. Mama Rahmanovich taught me, you better outline things, you better write things down. But how did you realize the autonomy? Then you said, I don't want to just be the guy who runs it. I want to own it. When did that hit you?
I absolutely knew from a day one. I mean, from when I was a child, that I'm going to work for myself. That's been always my goal and plan. There was no ifs or buts. It was just a matter of when the opportunity opens, I'm going to take it.
As a child?
Yes, I guarantee you. As a child, I remember one conversation when I was maybe in a 5th grade, going to school, talking to other friends and kids. What do you want to do when you grow up? And everybody's like, astronaut or cop or whatever, And I was like, I'm going to own a business.
There you go. Great guidance here. Let's talk to Eric a little bit about Eric. This is what you decided you kind of wanted to go into based on your education. Dad didn't say you have to do this. He said you had interest in this to start with.
He did not make me, but he's definitely guided me and took me here to where I'm at, and now I want to learn as much as I can about HVAC.
Well, you've got a great start going to Missouri State with a degree focused on that. That's got to be exciting for Dad, too, because you're like, we're going to expand our business a little bit here, too, right?
Absolutely. With the engineering degree, hopefully Eric can take it to another level. I think I built it to a level where we're at, which is nice, but sky's the limit. We are in the United States, land of opportunity.
It's great to hear that because I do understand. I mean, there are many other places on this planet that people can reside, and they've got countries that have different policies and strategies, and however you want to. We're not going to get into a political discussion, but it is you still believe in America. And
absolutely,
this is the land of opportunity.
It absolutely is land of opportunity, and that opportunity is equal to everybody who wants to do it.
The key there, write that one down, everybody. Who want to do? You mean they're willing to put the work in?
Yeah,
you got to put the work in.
There are people that choose to work a little bit more, and there are people that choose to play a little bit more. Balance is important.
Sure.
But good balance.
Absolutely. Eric, is that exciting for you? Is that a little pressure for you? Going to take over the country? You're the vice president of the company here. What's it like?
It is, well, right now I'm just learning, and I'm doing installs and studying school, and I haven't felt the pressure yet, but it's definitely there.
Well, I would say somebody who's confident comes across like he knows what he's doing here. Dad has instilled some of that confidence, likely, right? You don't want a kid to be overconfident, but the fact that they can jump into a situation, because if you don't have the confidence, you're afraid to even attempt things. That's what I've learned. But my parents encouraged me. Do you feel like that is part of the skill set you've passed on a little bit to your son?
I believe that a little pressure does help. Not too much. Balanced pressure does help. So he gets chance to work summers with us when he's out of school, and just the fact that he works with some of the best installers in this market, I'm sure it does add pressure to you, right? But pressure can be positive, and I think it's positively affecting him. He doesn't mind getting dirty. Eric doesn't mind climbing in attics and removing insulation to access the equipment and help installers. He's really not an installer, but he's helping our installers, and they love him because he doesn't mind getting dirty.
There you go, too, yeah, because how often do we see the situation? Again, I just like the father-son thing going on here a little bit. I think that's important for a lot of people to understand. When you're running a company, very often, you've seen this in history of families, the son is going to take over, the daughter's going to take over, but they were kind of handed it to them. And they didn't get their hands dirty, right? They didn't understand what it took to run the company, and then the companies failed. And we don't ever want to see that happen. So for you to have him out there in the field doing the work at the base level, that you think that helps develop so that he understands the entire business?
Absolutely, it's going to develop character. He's going to understand how hard our installers and service technicians actually work. Because climbing in an attic on a day that's outside 95 degrees, you can imagine it's 140, 150 degrees upstairs. And those guys work, and girls, we have actually technicians, ladies, they work really, really hard. So for Eric to down on the road to take over and control it, he needs to understand what exactly happens.
Yes, and we like a great job emphasizing that point that literally, like, if you don't have the understanding to run a business, how are you going to do it? And the best way to do it is to go out there and actually to be part of it, to run it, to do installs. Is that what we're talking about here?
Yep.
And
he's now learning from our installers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's jump in here a little bit. I've been doing this quite a bit, a long period of time now.
Yeah.
And I normally pull this up. I'm always being active with what we do during the show. 542 reviews. Can I make my little joke here? What happened to the 0.1? A 4.9, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work. I'd say if you have 60 reviews, okay. 30 reviews, I can understand a 4.9. 542.
Yeah,
you put a lot of effort into that and make sure that people are happy.
The best part is our customers are truly happy, and those are real customers. We're not buying reviews. So real customers, I can literally name every customer on this list. That's how involved I get with my customers.
Well, I'm going to show off a couple of those for everybody to take a look at. Our TV wall on the right over here, check it out. But literally, like, when you have a team like you've developed, you can do this kind of work. I'm just going to randomly pick one. Here we go. Indoor comfort team, very best. A large project, very happy with the outcome. Most professional I've seen in a while.
Yeah, if you click on more, what is it?
All new ductwork, new handler. Wow, I mean, new handler and heat pump. Other quotes wanted to put in a Band-Aid on it. Indoor comfort team made everything right. A very timely manner, very good cleanup, and recommend to anyone.
This is actually a good example of our approach to heating and cooling problems. So instead of band-aiding the problem, we like to provide a full solution.
Yeah, I guess that's we're going to talk about. Another question I've got it here on my list is, I like that you bring that up. We can jump into that. The cost analysis. I'm a numbers guy. I'm a computer guy. We have to track. When I was back working at Anheuser-Busch, 50 million emails were sent out through my servers. What percentage of those were read, what were deleted, what were opened, what were forwarded. You could track all of that. You should, as a business owner. With your business, when does somebody say, okay, here's the amount of money we can put in for this Band-Aid, only to limp it along for a year, 6 months, 3 years, and they've just invested $3,000 to $5,000 potentially, depending on what you're doing, I would guess. And now that money could have been put towards a new unit, special financing, and a more efficient system. Is that what you have to help people understand?
The main goal when we're dealing with any issue with the customer is to determine if it financially makes sense to do the repair versus to do the replacement. And yes, replacement is expensive, but repairs are as expensive.
Right.
So if you're replacing a compressor in a 20-year-old unit, that compressor might end up costing you $4,000 or $5,000, and you still have it's like putting a new engine in a car with 1,000,000 miles. So you end up having a new engine, but that vehicle, the body and everything, it has 1,000,000 miles wear and tear. So
You're going to have brakes failure, you have steering failure.
everything else is still bad. So when you reach that point, it just makes sense to take that, whatever it is, 3,000, 4,000, depending on equipment, 5,000 of repair, and use that toward complete system replacement. And then you start fresh with a brand new system, high efficiency system that's possibly 50, 60, sometimes in more percent more efficient than the old one. So you can reflect that in an average electric bill of $200 going down to $100.
Literally, the efficiency. Can be
Literally,
very
yes.
same.
That's how
$1,200
effective.
savings in a year. In 10 years, you've virtually paid for it.
And
Supposed to.
often they come with a 10-year parts and labor warranty where you don't have to worry about potential problem that you're going to face responsibility to repair it.
Now we're getting down to the nitty gritty, everybody. We're going to take a quick break here and share with everybody a little more of the fun we're having out in the community. A lot of people get to see some of the excitement the Cardinal Cowboy does partake. Enjoy a little clip we've got here for everyone. Check. Hey everybody, we're outside Patios. My new best friend here, Jackson. I knew we'd be good buddies because he's got a cool jersey. Turn around, show everybody. Sure. Hey, I asked him, who's your favorite player? Nado. Hey.
Nado, baby.
All right, now, what do you, a lot of people, come on up here for me a little bit so we get that mic closer, but my videographer, I'm paying him double what I paid the last guy. So, truth is, a lot of people thought maybe the Cardinals weren't going to have it this year. A little surprise. What do you think has made them the team that they are so far?
I think they got a bunch of young guys that are ready to play and keep going, man. I think they got they're enthusiastic. Everybody thinks they were down, and they're just coming out of the woodworks ready to go.
So, a lot of people got a little, there's no superstars besides Nado. They got some talent on this team.
Oh, yeah. Brendan Donovan, youngest guy, one of the youngest guys out there, best player in the league almost, man. He's got
leading the league in hits, I think.
I was about to say, leading the league in hits, second best in batting average out of everybody in the whole league, I think.
I will add this.
Maybe?
If you had a band, Jackson, have you ever seen Brendan Donovan and Jackson at the same place at the same time?
I gotta grow it out a little bit. I gotta grow it out just a little bit longer, man.
Hey, stay tuned for more, everybody. Giddy up. Patios, everybody.
Yes, sir.
His name is Carter Rathwich, but in St. Louis, he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rathwich was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goal, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. Hey everybody, Cardinal Cowboy here. I want to invite all of you to be part of my new team. No, you don't have to put on a baseball uniform and be a super fan. Now, it would be a good idea to cheer for the Cardinals, the greatest team in the history of the National League. But I'm talking about the Gold Cowboy team. You know I love to help people follow their dreams and reach their goals in business and in life. So that's one of the reasons why I'm telling you about my friends at My Metal Pro. They help people like you and I acquire gold and silver with a membership that lets you safely buy, sell, and store gold and silver. They make it real easy to get started. My Metal Pro isn't like the big guys you see on network TV or the big coin shops that take a huge commission. So become part of my Gold Cowboy team. Scan the QR code or go to goldcowboy.com and check it out. Giddy up! Well, there we have it, everybody. We get a lot of good fun stuff we get to do in the community, and I enjoy talking to kids that we run into around the stadium and various locations. Even when I'm out, it's funny, people will pick me out and say, Cardinal Cowboy. I had a guy yesterday, and I felt bad because I was in the middle of something, so I normally go over and say hi to people when they call me out, and I didn't get to do that yesterday. But we love what we get to do. It sounds like you guys kind of are that type too, likes to engage in your community and make the world a better place. That's obviously important just by virtue of what you do. How often is it you've got somebody you can tell is struggling, and this can make a big difference in their life. You're taking care of the community by giving them a very important service.
Not just service that we charge for or business that we do. You know, obviously, well, if we go back 4 or 5 years, we were essentials, right?
Sure.
So we were working every day and helping people during the tough times for many. But I'll tell you a little company policy that we have in entire company. Our technicians have autonomy to make a decision on the site and help a customer. And I will run an example. So when somebody schedules an appointment with us to come out and troubleshoot their furnace or AC, we inform the caller it's $95 for us to come out, and that includes standard baseline diagnostics, right? So they know they're going to spend $95, right, for us to come out. And that does not include the repair. And more often than I even know, because my technicians have autonomy to make decisions without asking the managers. They don't come and ask me. If there's a case of a person in need, and we run into those people. We have over 35,000 customers in our database. So we run into elderly person, heat is out, and imagine a scenario, person on a fixed income, they just struggles to keep up with the bills and everything. My technician has ability to complete basic repairs and actually not even charge them more than that initial call. If they judge it, this individual deserves and needs, and it's the right thing to do.
Well, and that's where we're talking about when you're really helping the community, because every case is different. I mean, there aren't two.
Every case is different,
right? And so every single person that you do work for, there's not any two that are exactly the same. The house is a different structure, different size. The units that were initially installed would be different from house to house, even to their next door. But more than that, it's the financial situation that everybody has, right? Some people were very affluent, very successful. That doesn't mean they have to pay any more or less, but those people that we know are in a position. We have to help each
if
other.
we can determine from obvious, situation, and people will share stories. They'll tell us. They'll tell us they're struggling that particular month, and they'll even offer, I'll pay you next month, and it could be something as simple as cleaning a flame sensor and getting their heat back on. And normally for that we would charge extra, right, over above initial service fee. And my technicians often do those small repairs absolutely free for people in need.
There you go. That's how we help the
instant.
community. That's a good karma thing. I mean, some people might argue that costs you to do that, but ultimately it pays.
It absolutely pays back. Good deed always pays back.
Well said. To write that one down, I'm going to write, good deeds pay back, everybody. Eric, have you seen this before already? I mean, you're obviously
Yeah, I
going
mean,
to take on the ropes here. I know a little bit about your educational background from a school that probably emphasizes that with regard to the community. Tell me a little bit about your perspective on that.
I do remember when I was younger, not too much younger, but a couple of years back, my dad did get a call, and it was someone that he maybe knew a little bit, but they were telling him, my AC went out and it was super hot, and he actually told them that he'll handle it. They explained they probably didn't have enough to pay for it, but he told them he would handle it and take care of them and not to worry.
Good. And obviously you can't do that for everybody, and we don't want anybody to abuse that, and that's going to be bad karma for them. But there's a time when some people say, you heard that they do take care of people, but don't take it.
It's mostly for our customers that we know. And we have customers that have been with the company for 20, 30 or longer years.
Yeah.
So we know that we have records and history, and that they spent money with us before, right?
They have gained the credibility. There you go. And that's what we're all looking for. People that are honest, integral, and that we can count on. That's what we're looking for. That's what we want to do more of. Great. That cost analysis, I like to go over here with everybody. You broke that down a little bit earlier in the show with regard to like when do you do a repair versus when do you do a full installation. But help people to understand the economics and like Freon different types and what the ones that are expired and you can't put those in the units anymore. I've learned a little bit about that the hard way. What are some of the implications behind the reasons people decide to do, and when do they make that decision? And payments monthly, do they allow for financing, that kind of stuff?
Financing is available. Obviously, every serious business offers financing. But when it comes to analyzing, should I continue repairing or band-aiding my 20-year-old air conditioner versus should I replace it? There's more than one factor always that plays the role. There are always a number of the factors. And the major thing right now, we're going through another refrigerant transition. So in my career, this is my third refrigerant transition. So from 12 to 22, from 22 to 410A, and now from 410A to a couple different refrigerants. And at this time around, government is really putting stop or closing all of the loopholes. Like last time when they forced us to make a switch, they allowed us to still sell R22 refrigerant. This time they're not. So if you have an older unit that needs a major repair, don't hesitate. Talk to your professional. Obviously talk to somebody you trust, and consider replacement and upgrade because it just makes sense.
And understand that if somebody's saying to you, "Oh yeah, we'll give you that older unit," they're pulling a fast one on you, save you a few bucks, but you're going to be you might have to replace that unit sooner because it can't.
You may not be able to service it because of the cost of older refrigerant.
Right. Wow, something to definitely consider there. As we finish up, we got about a minute left here. We're going to do another half, everybody. When we get people to know as much as the guests we have here, we want to share as much knowledge as we can. Tell me though, what is the biggest mistake people make? I can imagine when people are spending anywhere from $2,000 for a base small unit, maybe up to $20,000, $30,000. What mistake do they often make?
I'm a big believer in maintenance. And not only when it comes to heating and cooling equipment, maintenance of everything. Maintaining your car, maintaining your toys, maintaining yourself, right? So
Sure.
Maintenance is critically important. The big mistake people make by just forgetting about maintenance when it comes to heating and cooling. And on a day like today when it's 90 outside, and then they find out something doesn't work, which could have been prevented if the maintenance was done.
Stay tuned for more, everybody. We'll be back for that second show here shortly. Giddy up.